The Phantom Code, a Hacker's Odyssey. Chapter 1. The Early Spark. In a modest suburban home, Ethan Cole was born in 1996. His father worked in banking, and his mother was a nurse. From early childhood, Ethan displayed an unusual fascination with electronics. While other children played outdoors, he disassembled radios, alarm clocks, and eventually the family's first computer, a bulky desktop with a cathode ray monitor. By age 10, Ethan could code in BASIC and was already experimenting with HTML and JavaScript. By 12, he discovered online forums frequented by hackers, coders, and security enthusiasts. To him, these forums were schools without teachers, places where information flowed freely and boundaries were tested daily. One night he encountered a post about social engineering, the art of manipulating humans to gain access to secure systems. Ethan became obsessed, practicing harmless tests on friends' accounts, learning to guess passwords, craft convincing messages, and exploit weak security questions. Though initially harmless, the thrill of entering forbidden systems planted the seed for his future path. Chapter 2. The First Exploit. At 15, Ethan discovered a vulnerability in a small e-commerce website. By manipulating a poorly coded input form, he could access order history and user data. Unlike many beginners, he refrained from exploiting it for personal gain. Instead, he documented the vulnerability and reported it anonymously. This incident marked his first encounter with real-world consequences, the power to impact systems and the ethical responsibility of choosing whether to use it for harm or good. By 16, Ethan was actively experimenting with network scanning tools, penetration testing software, and encryption techniques. He had also mastered the art of covering digital footprints using VPNs, proxy servers, and disposable email accounts. His skill set, initially a hobby, now resembled that of a professional hacker. Chapter 3. Forming the Phantom Collective. In 2013, Ethan's abilities attracted other skilled hackers. Using encrypted messaging platforms, he formed a team called the Phantom Collective, a four-person group specializing in cyber operations. Ethan, mastermind, coder, strategist. Alex, social engineering and communications expert. Jordan, server and network intrusion specialist. Taylor, cryptocurrency handling and laundering expert. Their principle was simple: target corporations and financial institutions, not individuals. The team operated like a corporation, compartmentalized tasks, secure communications, and meticulous planning for every step. They began by testing small banks and digital wallets, gradually increasing the scale of their operations. Chapter 4. The First Major Heist. In early 2015, they identified a mid-sized financial institution with outdated internal software. Over several weeks, Alex gathered intelligence on employee routines, passwords, and internal protocols. Jordan mapped the bank's network and identified vulnerable servers. Ethan wrote scripts to automate transfers through multiple dummy accounts, while Taylor prepared cryptocurrency wallets to anonymize the funds. One night, Ethan executed the operation. Over 2 hours, they moved $3.2 million into dozens of accounts spread across multiple jurisdictions. By morning, the bank reported a technical anomaly, never suspecting foul play. The Phantom Collective celebrated silently, aware of both the risk and the thrill of success. Chapter 5. Escalation and Ambition. Over the next 4 years, the Phantom Collective carried out increasingly complex operations. In 2016, exploiting a financial firm's outdated internal software, moving $6 million into cryptocurrency accounts. In 2017, breaching a major telecom company's internal systems to expose vulnerabilities, no ransom demanded, just proof of access. in 2018, conducting a sophisticated phishing campaign targeting multiple multinational banks, netting $12 million. Despite the massive gains, Ethan maintained a personal code. Significant portions of stolen funds were donated anonymously to charities supporting education and healthcare. For him, hacking was both rebellion against systemic corruption and an opportunity to redistribute resources ethically. The team remained disciplined, encrypted communications, strict operational rules, and compartmentalization of tasks. They were effectively ghosts in the system, invisible to law enforcement. Chapter 6. The First Misstep. In 2019, the Phantom Collective attempted their most ambitious hack yet, a top-tier international bank. Their plan involved dozens of intermediate servers, encryption layers, and mimicking legitimate employee traffic. However, during execution, Jordan accidentally used a temporary server linked to a traceable IP address. International cybersecurity teams detected unusual activity and began connecting the dots across previous regional incidents. Panic spread. Ethan ordered an immediate halt, deletion of temporary logs, and destruction of redundant systems, but authorities were closing in. Chapter 7. The Chase. Interpol and global cybersecurity divisions coordinated a large-scale investigation. Surveillance, intercepted communications, and digital monitoring created immense pressure around the Phantom Collective. The team moved constantly, using burner phones, disposable laptops, and encrypted communication channels. But the psychological toll was immense. Sleepless nights, paranoia, and fear of exposure weighed on them. Chapter 8. Capture. In mid-2020, Ethan was apprehended during a routine check. Authorities traced cryptocurrency transactions back to anonymous wallets linked indirectly to him. Equipment was seized, but most critical files had been encrypted or destroyed. Months of interrogation followed. Ethan maintained silence, refusing to betray his team or reveal operational methods. Prosecutors eventually released him due to insufficient evidence, though his freedom was limited and heavily monitored. Chapter 9. Reinvention. By 2021, Ethan had reinvented himself. Using an alias, he became a cybersecurity consultant for global tech companies and financial institutions. His knowledge of exploits, malware, and intrusion methods made him highly valuable in a legal capacity. He also presented at conferences, teaching ethical hacking, digital responsibility, and penetration testing. He warned organizations of potential vulnerabilities, sometimes illustrating past methods without revealing identities or sensitive details. Chapter 10. Influence and Legacy. Though no longer illegally active, Ethan's legend inspired a new generation of hackers. Many were drawn to his technical skill, discipline, and ethical code. In 2022, a cyber attack employing methods similar to the Phantom Collective occurred on a large international corporation. Analysts debated whether it was Ethan, a former associate, or a new group inspired by his strategies. The mystery remains unsolved. Ethan reflected on the choices he had made, the lives affected, and the ethical grey zones of hacking. For him, hacking became a tool for learning, defense, and understanding the unseen digital world. Chapter 11. Ethical Dilemmas. Even years later, Ethan wrestled with morality. Every exploit posed a question: does the outcome justify the means? Could one person legitimately redistribute resources taken from corporations? Could skill alone shift the balance of digital power? These questions guided his teaching of young cybersecurity students, emphasizing curiosity, discipline, and ethical responsibility. He often reminded them, hacking is knowledge, only crime if misused. Chapter 12. Enduring Shadow. By 2023, the Phantom Collective had disbanded. Each member pursued a legal career in cybersecurity. Ethan continued consulting discreetly, occasionally testing high-security systems. His story serves as a cautionary tale. Brilliance, ambition, and moral ambiguity coexist in the world of hacking. A single individual's intellect can challenge systems, blur ethical lines, and leave lasting consequences. Ethan Cole's tale reminds the digital world. Power, skill, and morality exist on a knife's edge, and the repercussions of crossing that line can echo globally long after a hacker disappears from view. Subscribe the YouTube channel.